Oh, yo. What's good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? Welcome back again to your Casper crypto live stream. And we can see the markets, as always now, seemingly going through another correction today. Bitcoin is down 2.67% on the daily time frame. Ethereum down 3.98%. And Kaspa'S down 4.21% on the daily time frame. We are going through another corrective path, and I believe the reason why is an anticipation for what's going to be happening on Wednesday and on Thursday and on Friday. We have already mentioned yesterday's stream, also to my VIPs, we are aware what's going to happen this week, and we are anticipating further corrections in the market leading into the following week, which hopefully then we'll start seeing a recovery of sorts. Now, we're going to get through kind of the reason why the market's going down today, alongside some other fundamental news, and then, of course, some Casper announcements. The title states Casper is exploding into the spotlight, and the reason why is because Google Trends search for Casper is going up more and more and more. So the question is, when will Casper's price reflect that and start exploding as well? Well, we don't know. But we can speculate, and we'll talk about that in the stream, and we'll also do a little bit of a Q&A as well. If you've got any questions that you want me to answer, then I'll do my best to answer them, or equally ask away, and I'm sure people in the community can answer as well, whether it be about Casper, about crypto, about me, within reason, then I'll answer that. Also, full disclosure, there's a good chance for those who have or even care, I did already highlight this post from the KEF about a day or two ago. They're heading to London at the Tokenized London event. I have registered to attend this event. It'll be probably the first major event that I've gone to for Casper. So those who are based in London and those who are lucky enough who want to go, you may find me there as well. I'm pretty sure that from the Blockchain Banter crew, Levendi, Chris, those people will be attending as well, and there'll be many more in attendance as well. So again, if you want to come support Casper, learn more from these events, spread the awareness and whatnot, and maybe even meet me for the first time, then this will be the first event I go to in London. I'm sure I'll go to ones abroad as well, the ones they do in Singapore or in the United States in the future as well. But right now, this being a local one, I thought it'd be worthwhile for me to at least turn up and attend and see what Casper is there for. Will I be going live while I'm there? It's a good question. I will determine whether I'll go live there. I might take a video or two, but I don't know if there are going to be certain rules about recording of the event. There may be certain laws or rules that I cannot record and cannot go live. If that's the case, then of course I won't. But if I am allowed to take some pictures, record and whatnot, then I will do so at the easiest convenience. That being said, though, welcome back again to the stream, everybody. Hope you're doing very well. Greg, once again, brother, thank you very much for being here. Hope you're doing very well, and you're getting better soon, my man. Dimitar, Future Crypto Elite is here. welcome again, brother. Casper Wilmot faces indeed best crypto ever exists. We believe that, we do, and hopefully the price will soon reflect that as well. We got here, Lau back once again. Thank you very much for being here, brother, and you too, brother. Welcome back again. Falco, indeed. Crypto, indeed. Welcome back, Kryptoni, my man. Buffalo, yo to you too. Hope you're doing very well today. And next up for Cash, is it over again? What's up, everybody? It feels that way, but I don't believe so. There are a lot of people now who are calling the end of crypto, the alt season, not going to happen, but all sources still heavily suggest that we are still got more room to rally. Again, of course, uncertain scenarios can unfold, but based on all the catalysts still to come out this year in the next few months, which we've covered in the stream numerous times, and I spoke to with my VIPs, we will end up seeing more volatility in the coming weeks and months ahead. But we'll get to that again later on in the stream. Welcome back. Hope you're doing very well, brother. Faith. We are so close. We are so very close indeed. I do believe so as well. Again, if you look at the Cas.live, you can see just how close we are to smart contracts as well on Casper with Casplex. So again, 12 days now. We are extremely close to smart contracts coming on Casper, which should be a very big deal. And Maha is back here again, brother. Welcome back again, my man. The Casper Fudster. I've been recommended by my community to not engage with your FUD. So unless it's actually constructive and, an actual question, unfortunately I will not be responding to you today. at everybody's convenience, realistically. Welcome back, Mila. Hope you're doing very, very well. Still here waiting. Yes, we are still waiting patiently. But hopefully, again, our patience will bear fruit soon. Big Coswallop again. Young GF Baby Daddy again. Back for that sexy British accent. You know it, man. And of course, Casper. Indeed, indeed. Welcome back, bro. You're doing very, very well. We moon yet, not yet Wing Hong, but hopefully soon. Hold on for dear life, 100%. Johnny Tucker Outdoors, agreed. And Double D again. Welcome back, bro. Hope you're doing very well. Everybody, welcome back to the stream once again. Good to have you here once more to enjoy the content once more. And what we're going to get through today is going to be quite interesting indeed. How can you be found at the event? It's a great question. Well, I mean, of course, I have my Discord server, and of course, I have my Twitter account. So if I am at the event, again, I've applied for it. If something unfortunate happens, which Touchwood nothing does, and therefore I can't attend, I will let people know that I can't attend. But otherwise, then I plan to attend up to the event, and then I'll let people know, I guess, my whereabouts at certain times. Also, you could just message me, Discord or Twitter, and ask if I'm there, where I'm at, and I will do my best to respond. Make sure I buy 2 or 3 power banks while I'm there, because my phone dies very quickly. So I make sure I have my stuff charged so I can still do work while I'm out there. Somebody scooped me up in a private jet to attend as well. Honestly, soon enough, Casper will make us all enough money to get our own PJs, I hope, in due time. Yeah, I know, LB, don't worry. I'm currently ignoring his comments right now. I know he's not even good to read them anyway, so listen to them, so I'm not really taking any account to it right now. When Casper hits $5, there must be a Mr. Miles live stream from the basement. Maybe. But I'm still very scared of giving Mr. Miles too much power. Unironically, the guy does scare me. I love him, but he is a... I think it's because I know that if I did give him a bit more perms, I'm not actually worried of Mr. Mars. I joke about it. But I also know that if I give him the permissions, he would probably chill out a little bit on his joking nature, which is fine. You know, I also, you know, I do appreciate at times Mr. Mars' a bullying nature of me, I guess. I do appreciate the kind of the vibes he brings to the community. I mean, everyone here appreciates him pretty much from my knowledge. So I don't want to give him too much power to the sense where he ends up feeling like he has to lose a bit of his freedom and voice because he has to then take things a little bit more seriously, you know. But in saying that, again, this community I still think is going to grow more and more, and I think Casper's going to grow more and more. When that happens, I will definitely be reaching out to people to help me manage this stuff because, I mean, you saw from yesterday's stream I couldn't keep up with all the chats. I was very far behind. I'm trying to do my best right now to keep up with them as we speak. Welcome back, Octo Plus Pro, you did very, very well. It's over for sure. Cost of living, high inflation, high interest rates. All other bull cycles were in the low interest rates environment. I mean, it seems that way. It seems that way. Don't get me wrong. It looks like it's over. But again, we are in an institutionally driven bull cycle. And there's institutional confirmation that there's $7 trillion worth of capital still waiting on the sidelines. They're waiting for some clarity. They're waiting for the Fed to move. They're waiting for regulatory frameworks to come through. They're waiting for ETFs to be filed. All of which will be coming through this year. At some point, to some capacity, the M2 money supply is at all-time highs. So there are enough indicators to suggest that we still have more room to run. Bitcoin currently at 113k, which is unideal. I believe the Bitcoin will come down to 112k, but again, I think what's happening right now is the market has already reacted to the lackluster negative news between Trump and Ukraine, that Zelensky meeting that basically was another nothing burger. So the war between Ukraine and Russia is still ongoing. This caused a pullback yesterday, and then people are aware that tomorrow we've got FOMC minutes, so the Fed will be speaking about the current stance in the economy. You have the other macro reports like the PMI and the other unemployment data and stuff that's going to be coming out on the Thursday, and then you have Jerome Powell speaking on the Friday. So right now the markets are pricing in these 3 back-to-back Fed/macro trends, and they are anticipating a very hawkish stance after the recent PPI inflation data. Hence why the markets are correcting. They're pricing in the negative news so they are ready. And if the news ends up being more dovish, the market make a very strong recovery. But we have to patiently wait and see, unfortunately. But yeah, it's getting very, very hot, to say the least. Very nail-bitey, I agree. We'll talk about you again in a year and we'll see if you're still there. I mean, yeah, I'm sure we will. And while I understand the sentiment, Kryptoni, let's try and keep it a bit PG because I don't want to show that sort of stuff on stream. And I get it. It's frustrating dealing with trolls. I mean, I definitely caught a big fish yesterday. He grabbed me into it. Either just ignore it, or better still, just. I mean, you can bat with facts, right? Again, I'm not disagreeing with your statement. I'm just saying, let's try and be a bit respectful. Even the people who are being disrespectful ourselves, we've got to take the high road. You know, got to be the biggest people. So bullish on Kaspa. Thanks for all the great content you make. I appreciate you, Cash Chain. Welcome back to the stream, my man. Good to have you in here. And now with the pleasantries out of the way, let's get into the content. Let's see if I can keep up the chat today as well. So to start off with, I'll get into the Kaspa news first before we get into the macro and fundamental trends. So yes, smart contracts, 12 days off right now, looking very, very close, looking very, very good. Can you mute him? I probably can. And it may be worthwhile to do. Let me see. I would have to. Okay, I can, but not. I can, but it's basically because I have the pull out chat here. I'd have to basically close that and then open it. I can. If he gets overbearing, I will. I'll keep a close eye on the chat. If he gets overbearing, I will mute him. That's also the more reasons why I should get mods for the YouTube channel so they could do it for me. I know, biting the bullet there. Anyways, as we were saying, yes, so smart contracts are now 12 days, 3 hours away, which will hopefully be a very, very big time. Again, you know, just for full transparency, we did see a nice 21% rally in the price of Kaspa off the back of the announcements of the mainnet launch for Kaspa'S, which is a very, very nice rally. That does not therefore confirm, that does not confirm that we're going to be seeing another 20%, if not more, rally on the release of the Kaspa'S mainnet, but it does showcase a lot of FOMO around this smart contracts coming out. So we could see a lot of volatility leading up to that, which, you know, could happen next week, therefore, with it being 1 week before it happens, or equally, it could end up being by the rumors of the news. Again, we've got to wait and see how the markets react, because right now, we are in a macro-driven market. If not Kaspa, all alts right now are struggling very, very badly, to the point where their own individual catalysts don't tend to do too much anymore. XRP had its own major catalyst regarding its lawsuit coming to a conclusion and whatnot. And then it's also had stuff like partnerships, in a sense, with the likes of BNY Mellon to become a prime custodian of their Ripple stablecoin, then partnering with Hidden Road, and many other quite significant developments. Yet XRP is still been going through its own corrective cycle as well. So the whole premise I'm trying to highlight right now is that, of course, projects going through their own developments is a very, very good thing. But while we're in a very much institutionally different cycle and very much macro-driven cycle as well, those two are, you know, affecting the market more so than projects' own individual catalysts. So we have to see what happens with Kaspa in that regard when the smart contracts come out. I'm hopeful that it will start a prolonged bullish momentum for Kaspa as well. But we have to see how successful Kaspa'S mainnet is as well. We have to wait and see for that. Right now we can see Kaspa got 61 million 24-hour trading volume. It's still lackluster. 2.23 billion market cap. Again, seeing a lot from Gate, and then kind of lackluster across the board. Maxi at just below 10%. Bybit 7.5%. BitGet 6.3%. We need to see much more from the big exchanges to incentivize big tier ones to list Kaspa as well. We can see here in regards to the title here, Kaspa is exploding into the spotlight. Kaspa is exploding into the spotlight. Google searches just hit an all-time high. Kaspa has officially left the underground. I would disagree with that. I don't think it has officially left the underground, but it is starting to step more and more into the mainstream, which is reassuring news. Of course, Kaspa, we're in a current echo chamber. A lot of people still don't know about Kaspa. Of course, we do, but we're seeing more and more searches come for Kaspa that will also, you know, be an indication that Kaspa's getting more adoption. These events as well also going to spread more awareness about Kaspa as well to the crypto community, to the institutions, the fintech leaders and whatnot. So Kaspa is starting to gain and garner more attention, which is fantastic. And we could hopefully expect to see a move for Kaspa in the not too distant future, with apparently $37 million worth of short positions set up, which would be liquidated around 10 cents. It's been a tough level for Kaspa. We've not been able to break above it. But the point being is, 37 million, when you've got a 2.2 billion project, 37 million is not a lot, but it's a psychological number because we know 0.1 cents is a very, very critical level for Caspa. It's been that way for a long, long time, seeing resistance and or support for Caspa around this zone. So 37 million also is, in the grand scheme of things, for Caspa not big, but as an actual number, $37 million is a lot. It's a lot of money. So that could potentially see a short squeeze. Should Caspa end up going above 0.1, 10 cents, you could see a short squeeze going up to maybe 11 cents and then finding a pullback around there as well. Point being, right now Caspa's going through a corrective cycle, and in my belief, I think Caspa may correct back down to 8 cents again. We'll have to wait and see if that comes to fruition or not. I would hope that Caspa does not go below that, but it does depend on where Bitcoin and if Bitcoin and Ethereum come down heavily. If Bitcoin comes down to, let's just say, 109 or more likely, if Bitcoin comes down to 105k, then Caspa will lose 8 cents. If Ethereum comes down to 3.6k or somewhere around here, Caspa will go below 8 cents. So right now it depends on the two biggest assets to determine where Caspa is going to go right now. Otherwise, and I think if Bitcoin and Ethereum can hold these values, pricing in this incoming macro trends and stuff like that, the Jerome Powell speech and whatnot on Friday, then Caspa will hopefully find support at 8 cents and then again make that push to rally up higher as well. And yes, those who are also not here to listen to the Caspa Fudster, then yes, you could also just ban him for yourself and makes it easier to just avoid his comments. Give a few guys a wrench. Yeah, honestly, I should definitely. I do plan to. It's been more manageable for me right now, and again, I'll be honest. Part of me's been lazy, part of me's just been busy, and also having to reach out to people. I do plan to the devoted, long-standing members of the community to ask if they're willing to help out a bit more in moderating this community to help keep it tight-knit. I just want to make sure that I don't pick the wrong people who abuse their power, which I joke about Mr. Miles doing so, but I know he wouldn't. But I want people who also are aligned with my ethos, people who want to FUD Caspa, they're well entitled to do so. I don't mind FUD, I don't mind hate. It's when things get personal or when they're unwilling to listen to facts and sources and they just throwing mindless hate, that's when I'm like, okay, you don't know why you're here, sort of thing. Even in my free community, which I highly recommend checking out, if you're not a part of it already, we've got a free Discord server where you can chill, chat and learn more about there. In that free community, we have banned a very small number of people because they did get too much, but otherwise we let people have as much free speech as they really want. We don't want to limit people's voice despite their beliefs. I've got people in that community who also are losing faith in Caspa right now. It is what it is, but we want people to be incentivized to speak their mind. And yeah, you can just ban him as well. Yeah, ban this individual. He is the one who apparently he's just spreading a lot of hate, pretty much. Would be great if Binance started an education campaign for its users before they list it. It would be great if Binance did that for Caspa. Who knows if they will or not? We really don't know anything about Binance right now. We just know they are apparently ready to list Caspa, but it's whether they're actually incentivized to do so, which right now they are not. Binance is waiting for bounce in price to list. Will smart contracts bounce us up enough to get Binance, who owns the top 5 of the top 10 wallets? I don't know if Binance do own 5 of the top 10 wallets. I haven't seen proof of that. There is speculation that Binance do have connection to Wallet 2 at the very least, which I've not even loaded up Kaspa'S, which is very bad of me. I should preload that stuff. But yeah, we know that Binance does have connections seemingly to Wallet 2 based on speculation. It makes logical sense for us that they're waiting for a bounce of sorts before they list Caspa. But at the same time, Binance were integrated from 2023. They've been around for a long time. They could list Caspa when it's at all-time high of 20 cents. So end of the day, when the price is doing better, it makes sense. Only they know when they want to list Caspa. So we can't. The one thing that a lot of us got into our minds was that after 10 BPS, Binance is definitely going to list Caspa, and they haven't done that. So the last thing we want to do, therefore, is believe that smart contract is going to be that catalyst that means Binance has to list Caspa. We don't know. We can't be emotional about it. We've got to be logical about it. Logically speaking, it makes sense, but at the end of the day, only they know when they're going to list. And if they see more volume and more adoption and more use case for Caspa, that will incentivize a higher chance of a listing. So we need to see smart contracts go out, and we need to see more adoption, and then the price go up, and then that all could increase the possibility of Binance to Caspa this cycle, which I still think will happen, but we have to wait and see, Everything will come to a good time. War ending. We hope war will end. FOMC meeting. We hope it'll be a good FOMC meeting. Little FOMO coming. September smart contracts. And him mute. I mean, yeah, all in all those catalysts sound great. And if they do come to fruition, then yes, Caspa and crypto look very strong by that point. Going through a little bit of a relief rally. People need to realize if they don't like a project, they can just not invest into it. Yeah, but some people also just feel like they have... Some people just want to, spend their evenings or days, depending on what time they're in, just to get a rise out of people. So, that is what it is, all I can say, really. I try my best to stay out of internet beef. But people have, I've been doing this for over a year now. Well over a year now. I get hate all the time. There's one person in particular who will repeatedly always message on my YouTube comments, whether it be shorts or videos or live streams. He always messaging it, and he always floods Caspa. I just either give him a bot symbol response to him or just ignore him, because what's the point? You can't if all I do in these streams and all we do in these streams every day is talk about crypto, talk about sources, talk about Caspa, provide information. We don't do we do occasional speculation for a laugh. We try to provide sources. If these sources are not enough for you to believe, because all you're focused on is price action, then I don't really have much more to offer to you, with respect, But yeah, he does seem like someone who bought and sold at the wrong time. It is what it is, It's what it is. I'm sure there are plenty of people who didn't invest into Bitcoin until it was $100,000, 100%. That's why you want to get in early, ideally. It's hard to find the correct early project. We believe it's Caspa. Hopefully our conviction will pay off very, very soon. People who come in to just put down a coin every day do not need to be here. Yeah, effectively, I agree with that much. The refinancing of US debt is the trigger that triggers quantitative easing, and in turn creates a bull run in cryptocurrencies. For some, this is the case. Again, there are loads of catalysts to come off the cycle, so I don't think the cycle's remotely at the end just yet. It's coming through a corrective behavior, as always, but I don't think we're at the end just yet. Bitcoin dominance is still extremely high. It's still sitting here around 59-60%. It's still high. Look, all other cycles it comes down significantly. So we still have got a lot more time on the cycle. Based on so many catalysts and so many indicators, we've got a lot more time left in the cycle still. Funny to see people who are fears at every dip and they cry when they just don't buy it. And yeah, again, a lot of people are still very much hung up on the idea of, get rich quick, hype cycle, follow the money, which, follow the money is a smart thing to do, but people are forgetting the ideology or forgetting the current narrative of crypto, which is investing in tech. Real utility projects is what everyone's going to right now. That's why we're in Caspa. Kiki number one gainer. Right now we can see Kiki, according to KYC 20, is at 27% up right now, so it's number one gainer. So well done to Kiki. Those who are holding that, doing very well today. $589,000 market cap. Maybe it'll continue running from here. I think we do need to see successful launch of smart contracts and more adoption to incentivize these projects to start going up in price as well. It's been a long haul as well. I do hold Natcha. I also do hold a bit of Wolfie. I don't check the price very frequently because I don't need to, because there's no real incentive for these projects to rally right now. And Wolfie right now is at 837,000 market cap as well. These projects will end up seeing more adoption off the back of smart contracts coming out, hopefully, and stable coins on Casper as well. And even if we do, hopefully, when we do get listings as well. This is not a crash. No, it's not. It's an opportunity. I agree. Yeah. It's just simply a dip. This week, I did highlight to my VIPs that we're going to likely see more correction this week, and we have. It's played out exactly how we anticipated. Again, if you want to find out more, check out the community link down below in the description and on my homepage as well. Let's let Big Cos wall up at him. I'll mod his thing up. I appreciate it very much, baby daddy. Maybe I will. Right now, he seemed to have already dipped, so. Looks like, I've not banned him, so he's already seemingly dipped, which makes the stream a lot easier now. But yeah, good to have him a little presence in here, and now he's just dipped already. When we up, everyone says altcoin season bull run. When we dip, everyone says bear market top. Yeah, people are emotional. That's why we preach in this community, don't be emotional, be logical. We don't want to be following pumps and dumps. We want to be researching, understanding what's causing pumps and dumps and how to allocate accordingly. We try and teach this, or try to bring awareness to this in this live stream, in our community, my Discord server, and equally even more detail in my VIP. you try to bring more awareness to what's happening, so we can end up becoming more wise traders. Everyone makes mistakes. Not all traders are profitable, but with what we teach here, and again in the VIP and everywhere else in my community, we're all here trying to understand that this is what's causing the pump, this is what's causing the dump, this is what could happen in the future, and then we allocate accordingly based on our predictions. We mentioned in our VIP, I'll even just disclose this right now. I mentioned in my VIP that we saw a massive pullback in the market following the PPI inflation data, and what we were expecting to see this week was geopolitical tensions with the summit between Trump, Putin, and of course Zelensky that happened on Monday. Yesterday. And then also we have the Jackson Hole meeting happening today, the Federal Reserve meeting, Jerome Powell, all these stuff are taking place right now. And for us to see a recovery rally, we'd have to see Jerome Powell and other Fed officials signal a dovish or interest rate cutting path. But we can see corrective extension if the Fed adopts a hawkish or higher for longer stance, which currently right now the market's pricing in the latter. So again, this is just simply informative content that I'm providing the VIP, and again, it's stuff like you can see it here. We literally talked about it here. So we are aware of what's coming out. And we still very much believe, based on the sources, and then that we're going to see the recovery rally in the coming months. Still got more time. Do you put milk after or before your cereal? I don't actually have cereal very often, but if I do, it goes after, 100%. For you, who is mysterious speaker at Kaspa'S in London? From what I've seen, apparently it might be Son Polinsky. Apparently Son Polinsky is meant to be attending, so it might be Son Polinsky, which would be insane if it is. So what's the bear market like? Do you reinvest after the financial dump or wait for coins to bleed out? It's a great question, actually. It comes down to your own trading strategy. Now, for me, I plan to, once the market tops come in, figuratively market tops come in, and the markets go through a corrective cycle, because this cycle is very, very different, and it's really hard to determine where the bottom's going to be in general, but in particular this cycle, because we're going through maturing nature, where everything's coming onto blockchain, I'm going to start DCAing a little bit during the correction. And then the bear cycle will come in, and I'll just keep DCAing and putting allocation bit by bit, trying to just buy those dips, basically. DCAing is typically the so-called safest and best strategy, because in theory, if you saw Casper at 8 cents and you put 1k in, and then Casper went to 10 cents, fantastic, you made some gains. You made a very, very nice bag. 8 cents to 10 cents, you made 25-26% gains. But if that took a month to happen, comparatively, you could put 250 into Casper every single week, and you end up buying at 8 cents, at 7 cents, at 8 cents, at 9 cents. It still comes to an average of 8 cents, but you've ended up protecting yourself more so as well. So typically when I invest, I don't tend to go all in at once, unless I have absolute confirmation of a signal that's going to send it an asset go up. Like when I do meme coin trading, of course, I tolerate my risk allocation accordingly, and then I put quite a bit in and then take profits and whatnot. And equally in other assets, like for XRP, for example, when I heard that Gary Gensler was resigning, I put more in. That happened around here, because I believed, after seeing what happened when XRP got the confirmation from Judge Torres that XRP sales were not a security, we saw this pump here. So I was like, okay, Gary Gensler is a big, roadblock for XRP. If he leaves after Trump gets inaugurated or Trump gets elected, you'll see a big price rally for XRP. Now, I didn't anticipate it would be this big. It was quite a big rally for XRP, truth be told. But I bought in more. I put quite a lot in at the dip, and then XRP rallied up to $3.20. So I always DCA unless I have absolute, confirmation and conviction in myself that it's going to be a worthwhile need for me to hedge a lot in. Smart contracts come out for Casper in the next, 12 days. It's going to be a big event. I'm not going to ape in before that, because I don't know for certain that's going to cause a pump. We did see a 20% pump with the announcement, but there's no guarantee it's going to cause a big pump with the release of it, because we don't know how. We've seen KYC 20. The first launch was terrible. The second launch was better, but it still wasn't best. There's still a bit of need for Kaspa'S to prove himself. So I want to see this be perfect. So I'm not going to hedge in a lot of capital ahead of time. I'm going to wait to see how good it is, and then, start putting more FOMO in then. I'm personally more inclined to put a lot more in following IGRA. That's just me personally. Because I see more of their work. It'd be more transparent. They also announced that they've been aligned with the VProgs that Tom Polinsky and Microsoft are creating from day one. So it could seem to be, it seems like all like DAG Labs are doing their thing again, kind of also unintentionally but working together again, which is fantastic, of course. So yeah, roundabout answer. Hopefully that gives you some confirmation of what I'm thinking, brother. Maybe he is Fred Krueger. Maybe he didn't. I mean, you know what? Funny enough, I'm not being blocked by Fred right now. Let me check actually. Dot Kruger. I don't think I've been blocked by him. No, I can even do that. Yeah, I've not been blocked by him. Crazy. I don't think I'm doing enough, therefore. I could easily get blocked right now if I chose to, or just say, you know, hell Casper, and, you know, he'd block me. But what do you think about Matt Fury narrative? I'm not too well educated on the narrative you're referring to, Coach. If you can provide a bit more context, I'll see if I can give you an answer about that. Lurk sold huge amount of Bitcoin and ETH. They will invest all that money into Casper. I mean, maybe in the future. I doubt it right now. It's a bit a long time still. He said he will go to war against Casper. I mean, is what it is. Is what it is. Will we touch the support triangle? I mean, that would be my bottom for Casper. The support triangle down here around the 6.5 cents, but it depends on how heavily Bitcoin corrects. Oh, he's still here. Well, welcome back, brother. Hope you're doing very well still, despite your hate for Casper. What's your prediction for the total market cap of crypto and for other 10? I don't do predictions anymore, personally, because I think it's a very very rabbit-holey type of conversation to have. I've heard institutions and stuff predict, 6 to 10 trillion dollar total market for crypto, and Bitcoin being at around 3 to 5, which Bitcoin's already at 3. Bitcoin's already at 2.3, 2.2. So I've heard 3 to 5 trillion for Bitcoin. I've heard 6 to 10 for total market cap. People are saying 1.5 trillion Ethereum, and then the other ones. I mean, the other ones are very speculative because XRP maxis always are saying like 1,000 trillion, stupid stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see right now. Again, it depends on institutional sentiment ultimately. And yeah, the same thing, man. Again, I know you don't like Casper, and you like to FUD and troll, but end of the day, I really don't care what you get into. Whether it be Casper, whether it be Chainlink, whether it be Ethereum, whether it be Bonk. It doesn't bother me whatever you get into. Just as long as you're making capital, making wealth, making gains, then congratulations. We don't need to spread any hate or negativity. End of the day, we're all here to make money. If you don't believe that's in Casper, then fine. We still do. And that's why we're still here, because we believe what's coming is going to be a very, very big event. Now, that being said, because I have, missed... Actually, I haven't missed a lot of the questions. I get more questions for Lisa. Trump and his family trying to make billions of the crypto market. Potentially, yeah. Yeah. You're seeing a lot of stuff about that. So, yeah, I still think there's more movement to rally, definitely. Since 2020, we have dumped. Yeah, we have. Which I don't know necessarily that's KYC fault. I think they were part of the reason for that, but I don't think they're the sole reason for it. Smart contracts can trigger bigger things. I hope so. I think people will make ads for Casper. I mean, the community is a very convicted one, so maybe they'll end up making their own ads for Casper, definitely. I think it's a possibility of such, definitely. Any news on people who say partners soon for Casper? Yeah, there's nothing about that at all. Unsurprisingly, it was just engagement farming, and those who partook in that got called out for it. And some even blocked people for doing that. But that being said, content. Back into more of the content. So yes, we can see right now Casper is trending in Google searches and hopefully getting more and more adoption coming through very, very soon. Now, it's becoming a trend. Apparently even Bitcoin maxis are now starting to swap as well. So swapping Bitcoin for Casper is becoming a trend. I'm ready to sell all my remaining Bitcoin to buy some Casper. It's happening more and more and more now, which is a very big indicator. I believe that Bitcoin maxis becoming Casper maxis is probably the biggest catalyst coming to Casper. What's going to cause the biggest price momentum for Casper is going to be the selling of, or the converting of Bitcoin maxis to become Casper. We are currently in that stage of they are fighting us. It went from ignoring us to laughing at us to fighting us. They're going to lose and Casper's going to win. And that's why I still think Casper's going to do very, very well this cycle and for the years to follow. And we're even seeing posts like this, for example, which I'll play in a second, where this individual in the Bitcoin community is saying, use Casper if you're poor. Like, that is literally the whole point of Casper. Casper's meant to be for the everyday people. Bitcoin is meant for the global elite, pretty much. It's so expensive now. And even then, it's not financially efficient. You know, if you're transaction in Bitcoin, you're wasting money in a sense. But Casper's meant to be for the smaller people, for the everyday people. So the argument of use Casper if you're poor as a way to kind of saying, if you're poor, then yeah, use Casper. Like, no, that's the point of it. That's the reason. Casper's meant to be for everybody. So that is also what's going to incentivize Casper to get more adoption, because it has got Bitcoin level security with smart contracts, and it's cheap and affordable for everybody. You can mine it with decade-old hardware for $300. So listen very closely to the Twitter space, and we'll come back in full circle to content again.
All right. So I think we can all agree that anybody who's competent can use Bitcoin on chain and Bitcoin on Lightning in a trustless peer-to-peer way. If you're retarded, then you can use Caspa.
All right. I want everyone.
Or poor.
If you
If you're retarded and or poor, you can use Caspa.
if you want to have a good time, if you want to have a good time,
It's just you guys.
This is a
download.
Bitcoin space. Please, let's not talk about Casper, please.
Not Caspa in general, just in shit, like all altcoins. It's none of the Caspa is special. They're all the same. So like you could replace
Yeah,
Caspa with Monero or Ripple or Ethereum. It's all the same.
please don't mention it. You are shilling their bags. No Casper, please. Only Bitcoin.
Don't worry
Only
about
Bitcoin.
it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, I remember looking back. I feel like the BSV people were smarter in a lot of ways. Now that I think about
Definitely.
it.
That's what I'm saying. These new shitcoiners are.
Yes, they
Did you hear the fear in that man's voice? Don't talk about Casper, you're shitting their bags. Don't mention Casper, be quiet about Casper. He's simply just saying, while using the R word, that people who use Casper are stupid. Only use it if you want to be poor, or if you're poor. It's meant for everyday people. And it's very, very, ironic how, again, scared they are about Casper. And for the most part, most Casper maxis aren't saying we're here to replace Bitcoin. We are simply just saying, look at Casper as you follow these ethos of Bitcoin as a fair launch proof of work project. Casper follows the exact same ethos with a slightly different narrative, block DAG as opposed to blockchain. But a lot of people are still very, very narrow-minded and ignorant about Casper. Again, I think that's changing. And again, it's still the narrative of if it's not Bitcoin, it's a scam. Because and it's actually also funny as well, because there's this little thread here as well between some of Casper maxis and equally from Crypto Aspect, who is someone who is I think the founder of Litecoin, and now he's kind of being a big contributor to Casper, doing Project Sparkle right now. In response to this post here from Christian Ludwig here, where Adam Back basically just says that he owns Bitcoin development because he's one of the first people who actually, he's one of the main people who built Bitcoin. He was one of the, he created the kind of the tech behind it effectively. So Adam is, a big part in regards to Bitcoin and therefore, in a sense, crypto as a whole. But people, and I do agree with Crypto Aspect here, people are very pissed with Adam Back. And the reason why is because he is calling everybody and all the Casper Max and whatnot scam artists, calling some Polinsky and Microsoft scam artists as well. And Crypto Aspect is just saying here, like, you guys are taking this way too literally. Adam Back is getting flooded with comments on his posts from Casper Maxis, which to the point that it's so hard to go through all of them that he's just going to, he puts it here, him calling everybody a scammer, even some Polinsky Microsoft a scammer, or the project a shitcoin, is simply just a political defense mechanism, a noise filter. He's not saying he necessarily, he is saying he believes that in a sense, but he's just, because he's getting literally hundreds of Casper Maxis coming to him, talking about it. He doesn't want to deal with that. So, my whole premise of just highlighting this really is just like, you've got Bitcoin maxis who are literally trembling and saying, don't talk about Casper. They're still trying to ignore us, but at the same time, it's almost impossible now. They're trying to, they went from ignoring to laughing, and now they're trying to go back to ignoring, but they can't, because Kaspa'S voice is too loud, so now they're trying to fight it, and they're losing that fight. Bitcoin maxis are starting to take account and notice of Caspa and coming over to switch their bags to Caspa. We're seeing it happen more and more and more. And Adam Back is just deflecting because, again, it's just how it's the political defense mechanism. I wouldn't take it too literally. Personally, I don't, and maybe this is why I've not been blocked by Fred Krueger or Adam Back or anybody. I don't message these accounts. I don't care to. Much as I could, and maybe that's on me, and maybe I could be saying, you guys should study Caspa, trying to spread the awareness of Caspa more and more and more. But end of the day, I think Caspa'S tech and our community is going to speak for itself. I believe that. And I don't need to prove to Adam Back why Caspa'S great. If Caspa does what he believes to do, he'll come to learn about it and come with it anyways. You know, he rejected the idea of BlockDAG, saying it was too complicated. Adam Back rejected some political idea because it's too complicated. If somebody can prove that it's actually possible, he will eat his words. He will eat his words. So I wouldn't personally, I don't message Adam Back, I don't care to, or Fred Krueger. It will come back full circle, and we'll see what happens from there. And again, Caspa meant to be for the poor people, for poor people. Yes, this is the stuff being built for Caspa right now. Tap, pay, done. With this new Caspa NFC point of sale, we're going to watch this video as well. This new video where Caspa's got prototypes right now, which include ATMs and now a point of sale scanner, which is fantastic stuff as well. Also, coming to Caspa is looking very, very cool, and that's why again we are excited for, what's being built for Caspa right now. So we're going to listen to this video in a second. Before we do though, let me get some more questions real quickly again. How big people can ignore Caspa? It's just they don't care to. There's a lot of projects in myself that I've been told about that I've ignored because it's just not. I don't feel like I want to dedicate time to look into it. That might be my bad, but I just haven't done it. They don't understand it, and for the institutional documents support the claim as well, there's still a mass lack of understanding of crypto, not just Caspa, of crypto even now. That's going to change soon though. The space is like a battle royale. Yeah, pretty much. When we all get rich of Caspa, we should all meet up and have a sexy British accent party. I'm working on accent. Hello. Shut up. You sound like Mr. Miles, brother. And yeah, honestly, I know Mr. Miles would very much appreciate full-on taking the piss out of the British accent. And I'll just kind of sit there thinking, what have I done? We are in a good road. When people specifically talk bad about you. I mean, yeah, people are trying to fight against us, and they're panicking. They don't accept it. I was in the Kruger space. I could have been, and I can still watch it because I'm not banned by him, but I also just don't particularly care to. Caspa's in the spotlight, and Bitcoin maxis who are now scared of Caspa, as they highlighted here, they don't want to talk about it, but because they're talking about it, they are bringing Caspa's trends higher and higher and higher. People who are Bitcoin maxis now starting to look at Caspa. That's going to be a big deal for when the FOMO does come back to pump Caspa'S bags again. They're being willfully ignorant. You're completely right, Buffalo. But again, that ignorance will end up becoming their downfall, I believe. When Lambo, a few months, brother, I'd like to believe. Have to wait and see, though. Besides the fact that BlockDAG is more secure than blockchain and requires a much higher attack threshold. I mean, yeah. There's many reasons why you should be over BlockDAG over blockchain. But again, they'll come to learn in due time. Welcome back, Magnus, bro. You're doing very, very well. Bro was trembling when he heard Caspa. Yeah, literally. He's like, don't give them free publicity. He was so scared. When the maxi bitcoins will kneel before us and ask for forgiveness. I mean, give me one reason to hate Caspa other than the price. Yeah, that's pretty much the argument we always make. You can't argue that Caspa's a bad project regarding what it's building. Everyone accepts Caspa's got great technology. So people are saying the price is bad and the tech won't help the price out. There's no guarantee of that. It's just because they're no longer holding Caspa anymore, the narrative they want to spin. That tech does not always mean good price. Like, we're going into a tech cycle. There's a reason why Nvidia and Google and Apple are the top stocks in the world, because they are great, strong, tech-driven companies. So if you've got good tech, you will become the top. Caspa, in that regard, therefore, has got great tech. In theory, therefore, it should and will become the top. Now, will they know before ask forgiveness? I mean, I wouldn't put it that way, but I'm sure more and more people will end up deciding to at least look into Caspa and starting to at least hedge a bet into Caspa at the very least. But yeah, they can dumb themselves down 100%. It just gives us more time to accumulate cheap Caspa. I heard about a partner between Jetty Holiday and Caspa. I have not heard anything about that. So maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. Caspa needs to move to at least $1 by the end of the year, or I'm selling. See you guys when it starts to move. Well, welcome, and thank you for tuning in again, Marcus. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you again soon enough when Caspar hopefully does reach the higher price targets again, or off the back of big announcements like smart contracts and potential stablecoin listings and tier 1 listings. All that stuff that could happen this cycle. We'll have to wait and see. But good to see you still here, brother. Caspar is for daily use. Real luck is not a bad crypto. Who you hold because people tell you something is bad. Yeah, again, you just ignore. Try not to rise too much to it. It's kind of almost just rage baiting at the same time as well. Bitcoin is not for transactions. It's store of value. Yeah, Bitcoin is for the rich people who just want to hold their capital. Capital is meant to be for peer-to-peer transactions. You know, it's different. So that being said, let's get into this video then quickly. This is a bit of a prototype, a video proof here of ATM sort of stuff with Casper as well, right? Which is really, really cool. So listen very closely here to this video as well.
Welcome to the Caspa point of sale demo. This is the NFC box running web server, and here is the user interface available on the merchant's phone or desktop. The merchant enters the amount, in this case in Australian dollar, and it's worth 91.36 Caspa. And he hits the button, and the green light indicates to the customer that it's time to present their phone. Now, the user needs to unlock the phone and pass all the security checks, and then he sees the payment page requesting 91.36. Now here are two more quick examples. The first one is 2.49 Caspa. So again, unlock and you get it 249. And if now I leave my phone still unlocked and I change it to 277, I just need to put the phone when the green light is there to see 277. All right, now
the video goes a little bit longer as well. We'll play the whole thing, but again, this is what's being built with Casper. Literally, you know, transactions. Like, it is insane. What's being built with Casper is actually insane. This is why I'm so bullish on the project. You know, there's so much being built with Casper right now, and this is still really, really early doors. We haven't even got smart contracts out just yet, so you know we cannot forget what's coming out. And yeah, if this goes to market, then onboarding bank to consumer and bank to bank just became a whole lot easier. You know, it's huge. Now, in regards to Bitcoin, again, we got a bit more posts here from Whalewire about apparently for the first time ever in over a decade, 2 Bitcoin mining pools now control more than 51% of the network hash rate, which therefore means if they combine together, a conjoint attack would be over 51%, and therefore it is possible to attack Bitcoin now, which is once more an indication of, you know, these massive corporate companies can now take control of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin masters are saying that Casper is not decentralized enough, you can literally you can literally see what's going on right now. Unfortunately, and it does kind of annoy me and pain me to see there's so much combative nature between Bitcoin and Casper maxis, because truth be told, we should be combined and joined together hand in hand to focus on crypto and what's being built. But I mean, yeah, we are seeing Bitcoin become increasingly more centralized while Casper is building more and more, and if anything, becoming more decentralized with their new smart contracts coming out and all that stuff as well. And yeah, I do see Farah. Yeah, honestly, fair play. Very nice rage baiting or a nice deflecting tactic there. You're the person saying don't talk about Casper. I mean, honestly, you sound very convincing there. Honestly, Farah, you sound very, very convincing. But we're seeing again the fact that they're in a space, therefore, and they're, you know, talking about Bitcoin, and they're literally saying, but they specifically, and you know, you were saying it, they specifically name drop Casper because they are talking about it. They can't stop talking about it. They're still trying to fight Casper. It's proof of what stage we're in right now. That the conversion to maximalism from Bitcoin to Casper is only going to happen more and more and faster. And actually, speaking of which, in 2 days' time, Son Polinsky will be having that podcast with Vlad. So we'll be hearing more about Son Polinsky, and I guess the question asked to him about Casper and the consensus and stuff being built for Casper right now as well, which is very, very cool. Now, we have got a bit more updates. Yeah, it was a very good rage fight, honestly, brother. Very, very good indeed. I was very impressed. Can we pay for... We probably could, but you have to get community band together for that. Do you drink water? Yes. Whenever I mute and play the videos, I tend to drink water then. But that being said, we have got some posts to get into real quick. Starts off here. So I'm sure some of you will remember who Casper EVM are. You had Casplex, Igrolab, Sparkle, and Casper EVM. They are the fourth that wanted to end up building a layer 2 on Casper. They are approaching KEF for funding. And KEF did not fund them at all, so they end up going dark and not posting and doing anything for a few months. And they now come out talking about their new DEX, their new Prosperity DEX token pre-sale that's coming out in a few days' time, in a couple of days' time. I'm highlighting this because I am not sure how to feel about it. They haven't got a lot of activity, and they have reached out to many content creators asking to talk about their pre-sale, and it seems like a massive, for me, I'm very unsure. I don't know whether to guarantee that they're doing something bad faith, if they're a big red flag, if they're scammers. I don't know for sure. But there are posts from people who are highlighting that, you know, if this pre-sale goes according to their plan, they could end up pocketing about $500,000. So I'm only highlighting this purely because, yeah, I mean, even Johnny highlighting that here, the previous time where the KF wanted funding, you know. So I'll post this in my community. I'm going to post it in the community warning, not the scam watch, because I don't know if it's a scam just yet, but Casper EVM are seemingly, I don't know how to feel about it, you know. I don't know how to feel about it. Johnny's also highlighting here they didn't go with them for certain reasons as well. So yeah, I just want to raise awareness about that. This is a pre-sale happening in 2 days' time. Just be very, very careful. Do your own due diligence. Chad actually made a page for Casper, for these sort of projects, which is here, which is your very own due diligence checklist. So it just basically, you go through this stuff and you look and you determine whether it's trustworthy or not. You can see here, so rug pull, red flags, anonymous team with no track record, which Casper EVM seems to be that. Higher token allocation to developers or treasury, which if you look here, they're getting 10% of their fee here, which is not as high, but it's still quite high. No lockup or vesting periods. Doesn't need to be any lockups there. No work in product or demo. We've seen some stuff with them now, but even then, we've not seen anything actually take shape yet. Fake partnerships or endorsements, not too sure. Unverified smart contracts, not too sure. Too good BT2 promise, sudden hype, no history. That for me is the biggest standout for Casper EVM right now. They have, as you look through their Twitter page, you can see, you know, they made a lot of posts recently. But look, before that it was June 11th, June, July, August, 2 months of no updates whatsoever. So it's really, really tough to determine the legit nature of Casper EVM. So just be very, very careful when partaking in anything in Casper. I'm not saying they're scammers, because I don't know. But I'm not 100% convinced. So just be very careful, family. Now, in that regard, the last few posts we're going to get through in today's stream is talking about this post here, highlighting again more and more holdings coming into Ethereum from SharpLink, so more institutional adoption, which is relatively reassuring. They currently got $3.1 billion in Ethereum. SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce says, "We welcome small early-stage crypto projects to meet with us in Chicago on September 15th. Maybe, I mean, I'd like to believe that maybe some of the Casper members, you know, be it the KF or somebody, decides to take up on this word. I'm not sure. I've not heard anything about it. I'll probably reach out to see if anyone from the Casper community, because the thing is, Casper's a fair launch project, so there is no spokesperson. So all you could do really is just kind of at the KEF and say, do you guys have any intention to show up to this to represent, or as a sort of representative of Caspa, or message war for you as well, which would be quite a good thing. Wyoming has launched the Frontier Stable Token, becoming the first US state to issue its own stablecoin. So we're seeing that adoption going up more and more, which is fantastic news. Very, very big. And Bo Hines lands at Tether as strategic advisor amid US expansion. So he was originally one of the crypto czars, or one of the people who worked with Trump in regard to regulatory stuff in crypto. And now he's left from Trump's team, and now he's working for Tether. So that is, I would say a relatively big vote of confidence for Tether in that regard, and maybe getting them more adoption into the US if they do the right thing. So right now Tether's not compliant with the Genius Act, so maybe they're trying to do something about that. But we are seeing adoption in the space continue to accelerate more and more despite the lackluster price action, which again is just purely based on sentiment about a negative Fed speech and macro week. But otherwise then, for the most part, I believe that next week will be even better, and the following week going into September will be something that will start seeing a more momentum in the crypto market, and hopefully crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum making all-time highs, and Caspa breaking above 10 cents and beyond off the back of their smart contracts as well. Do you remember the Caspa Casino? Yes, I remember about that. I'm not too sure how legit they were either, so just be very, very careful. There is literally a Telegram community that I've not looked too much into, but it's called Caspa Due Diligence, where it's literally a whole Telegram channel where they've gone through pretty much every project there is and determine whether they seem legit or fake or whatever. So if you want to find out more, definitely check them out. Don't care what happens tomorrow or what happened yesterday, because Caspa owns the finish line. I love those words, Magnus. Very, very wise indeed. What I want to build is a website like Amazon, but currently be paid with Caspa. I think, honestly, it's better to make a website that can be paid with everything, and Caspa being kind of the main focal point, because what really, really drives price and adoption is interoperability. Like, if Caspa made smart contracts that was only in Caspa, it would fail. That's why you've got EVMs coming through, so they can bridge Ethereum tools onto Caspa. Interoperability is what expands a project. So the idea is there, coach, and I don't disagree with the idea, but you should make it widely adopted, and then, Caspa just being the main focal point. Or better still, you make a website that's on the Caspa protocol, therefore the gas fees, quote unquote, the transaction fees are all done pretty much with Caspa, but you can choose stablecoins as well, but on the Caspa protocol, it would bring more traction to the Caspa protocol as a whole. Caspa's starting to live rent-free in the Bitcoin Maxi's heads. Love it. Should call it KDS, Caspa Derangement Syndrome. Honestly, no. I couldn't agree more. The Bitcoin Maxis are getting terrified right now. But there are, a lot of newbies in the stream. Hey, I love to see people joining the stream. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content and love to learn. If you want to learn more about crypto and Caspa, have a community where you can join in a lot more. Check out my free community on my homepage here. Also down in the description as well. You can check out more about crypto, Caspa. I need to do a bit of spring cleaning in there. Truth be told, there's quite many channels in there that aren't even being used anymore. But we're trying to learn more in there, and you can also find out, I guess, more so in real time about what's happening in Caspa as well, and crypto as a whole. I think, the market is due for that already. If you want to find out more about crypto as a whole and have, I guess, more accurate and institutional documentation and resources to support this cycle trends, or the VIP as well, wop.com/coin factory. You can join for 7 days for free. Link down below in the description as well. Or check out BYDFI, our affiliate exchange with no KYC, no VPN as well. All links are down below in the description, and also on my Discord server as well. You should be in the Discord server anyway, the free one. The free one is access to everything. And yes, definitely smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Help out your local J, indeed, indeed. How much does it cost to make Counterwing token? I do not know. I don't think it's too expensive though. I think anybody can do it for relatively cheap. Do you think Tangent will have a Counterwing swap feature anytime soon? Yes. How soon I don't know, but they will have one. There's no doubt they'll have one because they are big supporters of Caspa. And if Caspa does very, very well, they'll end up doing it, in my belief. But that being said though, family, that will conclude today's Caspa Crypto livestream. If you enjoyed the content, as always, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Caspa is now reaching more and more into the spotlight. This will hopefully generate more FOMO with smart contracts on the horizon. You might see a lot more FOMO coming in, so stay tuned, but don't be emotional, be logical, and keep doing your own research. You want to know more about crypto and Caspa? Check out the free community, also the paid VIP and the affiliate link to BYDFI, all linked down below in the description. Have a great day, good evening, and good night, family. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care now.